April is one of the most beautiful times in the garden. The plum trees, the cherries, the apricots are in full bloom right now, and everywhere I look, there are blossoms and fresh new growth, not just in our garden but all over in the countryside. The garden is waking up again after winter and it's spring. In this video, we are going to be planting some Swiss chard, broccoli. I will be showing you a little bit of the planting process as we get everything settled into the soil for the season ahead. Some of the things over here in this raised bed is already planted and doing well. These are some lettuce. Then we have from last year's planting like these leeks. I have been harvesting them a couple of times. And here we planted some beetroots. The potatoes are already inside these raised beds. Yeah, it's a little different. Is it a different one?
Last time is this one.
Yeah. We cannot anyway plant in the same place every year. So we planted in different beds this time. So it's good to make videos, otherwise you forget. And I think we will have some roses. We should have cut out some of the roses. This is in bloom and this is something like an apricot. It's in between an apricot and a plum. So let's see how much can survive. We have an unusually warm spring and this is just a few days after Easter, like 3-4 days. This is on Thursday. Nice to be back. And here we have some daffodils. Other ones are dried. And I wish we had a lot more flowers. Then we have primroses. These come every year and they're quite invasive. Did you know that you can actually eat primrose? You know that? Like put it in sugar syrup and add it as a decoration for your cakes. And these are just a few. We have like purple and this yellowish kind. And what we have? These pink flowers are from peach. How many did we get last year? Not so much, right?
Just 3.
We got just 3.
Wonderful, sweet. And
I mean,
sugar.
this is really beautiful. Look at this.
So then we cut the tree a little bit.
This is where we pruned it so it starts to get better. We have done this for a few of our fruit trees. All the fruit trees have to be pruned every year so they give a lot of fruits. And this one is the plums, the purple plums. And I think this is your favorite, right?
Yes.
So
this
particular one is a favorite. Yeah, the dried one is currant. So this, did you prune this one also?
Yes.
Okay, so you see there's a lot more flowers after pruning. As we are heading across the creek, to the left of this bridge is hazelnuts. There are a few hazelnut bushes. Here we are preparing the soil for planting. I will be showing you a little bit of planting here in this part of the garden. And this is our cherry tree. We should have pruned the cherry tree after the harvest, but we didn't. One here is rhubarb. I guess we will be getting a lot more rhubarb in a couple of years, but this can be harvested only in June. It's too early for that, so let's see how this develops and grows. A lot of wild garlic. It's not as much like we were picking out in the woods, but there is quite a bit coming up again. I love to hear the sound of this creek whenever I come to the garden. Here we have blueberries. I think one of them is Siberian blueberries. My husband was working in the greenhouse clearing out all the dead leaves and plants, and this happened to be our lemon tree. But frankly speaking, this lemon is so dry because there's lack of water And we don't heat during the winter months, so we cut it as much as we can. If it works, it works, otherwise we are going to take it out. And coming back to the herb garden, here are thyme, then behind I have some chives, then also rosemary, and in the pot, as of now, in the terracotta pot, I have a little bit of sage. And I did trim a little bit of this jasmine. I removed out all the dead branches and the leaves so that it has more strength. I will be showing you how we are preparing the soil over here before planting. We are trying to plant a vole-proof garden. We have still not gotten rid of the voles. So we are planting onions. The voles do not come near the onions. Then we will plant some spinach, and then later on planting some peas. Peas are a good source of nitrogen, and it will enhance the soil for next year for planting something else. These are natural fertilizers, and this is how we rotate to make the soil richer. This tool is practical for removing out the roots. We planted these mustard, that's what we call it. This is a kind of a sharp and pungent lettuce a few years back. But because of the flowers and the seeds, they come every year. This one is elderberry bush. We have at least 3 elderberry bushes in our garden. Last year, we had a really unfortunate incident that our Sharon fruit tree broke into 2. But I think there is a small glimmer of hope. Maybe we get a new tree from this shoots. By the time it fruits, it will definitely be at least 3 years. Maybe we could replant a couple once they start to thrive in this condition. We lost at least about 200 Sharon fruits. It fell apart after it was fruiting. It was too heavy for the tree to handle, so it just split into 2. We didn't remove the roots fully, so we let it, and this is a wonder which is happening. After preparing these beds, we are planting some onions. You do not fully dig the onion and plant it in. You plant halfway and you let the other half pop out so that it has place for the roots. And after planting the onions, we are going to plant in between some spinach. We are probably a little bit late with the planting because I was away for a little bit more than 2 months. By the time I got back, the weather also improved over here. The first few days was really cold for me coming from a warm climate. But now I'm getting accustomed to the time, the routine and the weather. And these happen to be really sunny days. It is also not very cold. It was a really beautiful spring day. We did these plantings in a span of 2 to 3 days. We didn't do it all at once. So you'll be seeing me coming back and forth, and I put together all the clips. Coming back to the raised beds in the front yard, we are going to be planting some Swiss chard and broccoli. There are a lot of tiny mushrooms popping up, and We did plant mint a few years back to combat the vole infestation we have in our garden, but it didn't really help, it seems. But mint, when you plant it on the ground, they're very invasive. So we are all the time pulling out the mint which is popping out into these raised beds. They just spread wildly around. We have a couple of Swiss chard, and here first we are going to plant broccoli. With broccoli, it's interesting is that you can harvest partially and they still grow back again. So in that way, you can spread out the harvest till winter.
I put this between, but they may spread a little bit. Think it's a good idea?
But the broccoli always grows tall up, right?
But this also. But the thing is,
I'm trimming some of these dried rose buds. This was supposed to be done in the autumn, but we were away during the month of October and got back end of October. By then it was too cold, and so we didn't bother trimming all these things. I'm doing it now. It's still time for the rose bushes to thrive. And here we are planting a couple of Swiss chard. We had the Swiss chard in the pot before, but it was not doing that great, and it used to be in the backyard. After a few years, the lifespan of that particular Swiss chard was finished, and then it didn't pop up anymore. We replanted part of it here into the pot, but it didn't work out, so we're going to plant new ones now.
but it comes out. But just leave it like that, because you see they're all green on top. That means they're coming all nicely.
Yeah, sprouted nicely. I didn't know. So you put 1/3 inside, right? We are planting peas towards the end of this video. Thank you for joining us along in this garden tour and planting. Hopefully, it's also giving you some inspiration to plant new things in your garden and enjoy the beautiful spring in your country. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.
Slope.